Yeah, yeah, that's my motherfucking girl.
Who you with, Batman?
Hey, fucking rolling on with Tiko fucking Texas.
Hey, what's good? Art Sharif, co-founder Rolling Loud, checking in with Barstool Sports. Salute the gang over there.
Tiko Texas, I'm here with
Shout out my boy Dave, shout out KFC, keep doing this thing. Shout out Tiko.
Hey, it's Sean Don. I'm with Tiko Texas on Barstool Sports, man. You already know.
and this is
The Tiko 10, motherfucker!
What's up, y'all? This is a great episode of Tiko Talks. I'm so excited. We got Brett Berish in the mother effing building. CEO, entrepreneur, businessman. Man, thank you so much for coming on here.
Tiko, I'm beyond happy. Great introduction. Thank you for having me in person. Can't beat that with COVID. Love it. Love it.
Yes. Thank you. So glad to meet you. Have a couple questions for you.
Oh, I'm all in.
Let's do it.
I'm all in.
We took a couple shots of Villion. Let's cheers to that.
Cheers.
Let's cheers to that. Okay, so under Sovereign Reign, am I saying that right?
Sovereign Brands.
Sovereign Brands.
Yes.
Okay, so under Sovereign Brands, there's such a great variety and spectrum, right? So we have McQueen and the Violent Vogue.
Yes.
Who came up with this name?
If you look in the back of the bottle,
Okay.
I think it's the only brand in the whole world that has a poem.
Oh, wow.
There's actually a poem, and then
There
it's
is.
a poem about a rock and roll band called McQueen and the Violet Fog.
Wow.
But everybody knows it as McQueen because to me it makes me think of Steve McQueen, this badass. But it's McQueen the Violet Fog.
Awesome. Okay, so we got Bamboo. How did you get the name for that?
In this crazy story, it's a true story. In the 14th century, Tiko, there were merchants, sailors who traveled the West Indies, and they didn't like the taste of rum, which they called grog.
Oh, wow.
And they would blend their own rum out of grog.
Wow.
And they'd have their own spices and characters, and they called it Bamboo.
Oh, wow.
And we brought that back to life.
That is
and
so cool.
This little brand is now the #1 premium rum in the world.
Yes, with the #1 rum, has the #1 following on Instagram.
It's as crazy as it sounds, we're the #1 rum on Instagram.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love our fans, love our consumers, love our friends.
I love that. Then of course we have the Belaire.
Luke Belaire.
Yes, probably one of your most popular ones.
Yeah, it's as I say, they're all my kids. It's my oldest child. I'm so proud. I'm not saying this because it's the #1. We're now the #1 single champagne sparkling in the United States. We passed Moet and Veuve.
That is beautiful.
And I'm not saying it to boast. I'm saying it because everyone told me none of my brands would work. So for anybody out there who's willing to try, if you're willing to try something, trust your gut, trust your instincts, and go for it. Because everyone told me and still tells me it's not going to work, and I got to prove them wrong.
I love that. How did you come up with the idea for the black bottle?
Great question. We wanted to do, if you don't know, and most people don't realize, but we launched Rosé first.
Okay.
In the champagne category, you always come out with a Brut first, which is a Brut is your gold style.
Okay.
And then you come out with a Rosé and a Demi-Sec and a Blanc de Blanc, these different styles. And we wanted to do, our instinct said, let's do rosé. Let's do a rosé first.
I love that.
Let's be different. Let's make our name for ourselves in rosé.
I love that.
It's kind of like Barstool. You start out in one direction and you build off that.
Exactly.
We ended up putting in a black bottle, which everyone told us were nuts. You can't see the liquid.
Yes.
I wanted difference.
Something
I wanted it to be different.
Stand out.
And it's the Black Bottle Boys, Black Bottle Girls. It's the OG.
I love it so much. It's so good.
Thank you.
The rosé is my favorite. I'm a big fan of rosé.
Yeah.
And your
it's
rosé
the OG.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Then we have the youngest child. We got the oldest child. We got the youngest child.
That's the youngest. It's Villion, which is what we're drinking.
It's what we're drinking. It's so good. So smooth.
It competes with brands like Hennessy, Cavassier, and Grand Marnier.
I think it's better.
It's got character and spices, and you can drink it straight. And
I'm a chaser girl, and I need no chaser
Yeah,
for this.
no, you don't need to be a chaser
No
girl.
chaser.
No.
I usually am with those strong liquors that like hit you in the back of the head. This isn't hitting me like this.
All my brands, it's all about taste. I want
Exactly.
if you're
Quality.
I will only launch a brand if I know I can compete with the best in the category and I'm better.
I love
if I can
that.
do that, I will launch a brand.
I love that. I
Cheers.
love that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that, Brett. Yes. Okay, so I know your father was a longtime CEO of Gene Bean. He was there 45 years at the company.
Yes.
Is that where you learned your love of spirits?
Most definitely. My dad has no hobbies. He never did. I have 3 older brothers. When we sat around the dinner table, that's all he talked about was the business. But he has such passion, and he's charismatic, and
Yes.
he gets into it. He loves
Yes.
it. He shot me down every idea I ever had. But fortunately,
dads do.
Yeah, but I love the business. I love the industry. I never ever worked in it until I launched the company with my brother. And but he's where I learned what I know about the industry. But if I give any credit, I have to give credit to my mom. She's
Okay.
she's my rock. She's my
Wow.
inspiration.
I see you said you CC her in all the emails.
She's
right?
on every email I send to the company. Both of them are on.
That's awesome.
She's got her own business cards. She's 92 years old. She
Wow.
rollerblades every day.
Oh my gosh.
She's fearless. She'll go up to anybody and talk about our brands.
Wow.
And that's the type of person you need in your camp.
I love that.
You need that.
I love that. So it was a great combination.
You need. It doesn't matter who. You need somebody. Everybody needs somebody who's saying you can do it.
Exactly.
You can do it. And she was that person.
That's great. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Mama. We love it. We love when our parents.
Love our moms.
Love moms. Love moms. Love moms. I can't wait to meet your mom. Hopefully I do one
One
day.
day, one day.
One day I will. Definitely. Okay. So I know you have different relationships with different, people in music and hip hop. I am curious, how did these relationships with like Rick Ross, Jay-Z, and Wiz Khalifa come about?
You mentioned those 3, and I could mention Post Malone, DJ Khaled, French Montana. It's all organic.
Yes.
These brands allow the liquor space is an entertainment space. It's a luxury space.
Exactly.
It's a passion space, and I get to meet them over time because of the brands.
Wow.
They've gravitated towards them. They've supported them, and to me, it's all about building these organic relationships that I don't want it to be a transaction. I want
love
to be
that.
friends. I want it to last a long time.
I love that.
And that's what
It's genuine.
to me, that's real.
Exactly.
It's not easy because it doesn't happen fast. But I've learned my lesson, and patience proves right every time.
That's awesome.
If you have patience. So it's a very organic brand building.
I love that. I really, really love that. That's awesome. That is really, really great. I know you dabbled in banking, and you also lived in Asia for a number of years.
Yes.
Was that trying to find your passion besides the family business? Is that what you were doing?
No, it was, well, we didn't have, my dad worked for another company, so it wasn't a family business.
Okay.
But I was what I call, there's some people out there who know exactly what they want to do in life. I had no idea.
Okay.
I was lost for years. I tried banking for a year, quit, ended up living in Asia for 5 years.
Yes.
Studied Chinese, worked at another bank and another bank.
Wow.
And one day I just realized I have to stop thinking. My fear was you have all these ideas, but you don't pick any one. I finally said, I got to do it. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to stick to it. And it happened 22 years ago, and I haven't looked back.
I love that. Could you see yourself doing anything other than this dealing with spirits?
I can see doing things, definitely. But I think, again, it's a lesson I've learned, which is I got to build off where my knowledge base is. If I'm trying to do something that's different than this, I have to start all over.
That's the truth.
And starting over is hard.
It is.
So it's leveraging what I've done
Okay.
for more, but I haven't run out of ideas, or I've got more brands coming, and each one I think is unique and special, and I want the world to appreciate and see it.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Brett. Yes. Okay. You have the coolest style that I've ever seen on an older man.
On an older man. I like that. I like that
have,
caveat. On an older man.
You have. Your style is incredible. Your Instagram fits. It's just crazy. Like, I mean, I haven't seen style like this on the rappers and musicians. I mean, you're out dressing the people that are supposed to be dressed up. I don't get it, Brett. What's going on? You seem to have such a young soul, honestly.
You know what it is? It's, I think everybody in life, the goal in life, at least I think, is finding where you're most comfortable. But it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
It's hard because you've got the rest of the world defining how you should be and how you should look. And
Exactly.
whether it's a company or whether it's life or whether it's your parents, whether it's family,
That's a
whether
fact.
it's business.
That's a fact.
I'm evolving into myself, so I'll continue to evolve and I'll continue to learn, and I think it's some of it just comes from having some confidence, and I think I started out as not confident, and I'm getting more confident. So that's where everything comes from. Is if I feel good, I'm trying to feel good about what I do and what I am.
How do you pick your outfits? What inspires your fashion?
No idea.
idea.
No idea. My mom gave me a pillow that she's had for 40 years, and I use it. I sit on it, and it's my back support. And it says, "When the mood moves you, move with it."
Oh wow!
And that's what I do.
Wow.
When the mood moves me, I want it. I feel it. I have a sense in my head that things happen for a reason, and I want to go at it.
So you just whenever you wake up, you're like, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling today. This is what I'm gonna wear."
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's that natural style. That's
Yeah.
awesome. It looks really great. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
I don't know if you know, but you're like a fashion guy.
No.
You are. You
No.
are. You are. Your
Shout out to
style-
Rick Ross. He does not like my style.
What's wrong with it? Is it too hippie?
I think it's too. You'll have to ask him.
We're gonna ask you, Ross. We're gonna ask you.
He liked the sneakers, but that's it. But
What did he? So tell me the story about the outfit. What happened with the outfit?
I wore on Thursday we did a seminar. Rick was kind enough to come down to Fontainebleau at Miami, where the nightclub Live is, and we did a staff training for 80 people, and Ross came and showed up as a surprise for everybody.
Wow.
And I had on these overalls that looked like I just finished painting a building, a house. Paint splattered everywhere with my self-made T-shirt. He just looked me up and down and said, "What the heck are you wearing?" But you know what?
When the mood moves.
When the mood moves, you move with it. I felt good. I felt good.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Fred. I love that. I really love your style. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
Because it just shows, like, no matter what age bracket, no matter whatever it is, young forever.
Even for
man.
an old guy like me.
You know, you're looking good. You're looking good. I'm gonna tell you that. You're looking great. Okay, I know that you have faced a lot of adversity in your early years, from 3 Vodka
Yep.
to dealing with the finances that you had to deal with. How did you keep the motivation to keep trying and keep going?
So many things. So I tell people, I'm very transparent about it, because I think there's people like me out there who, at the time, I thought everything was easy. It should happen easy. Everyone seems successful.
Exactly.
And for someone like me, you may look at, and we're big today, but getting here was hard. My first 6 years sucked.
Yes.
I tell stories about, I stopped paying my mortgage. I owned a house here in the city.
And the IRS stuff, right?
The sheriff came and put a lock on my house because they foreclosed on it because I stopped paying my mortgage.
Oh my God.
The IRS swept my bank account because I stopped paying taxes.
Wow.
But it gets back to the story with my mom. I remember telling her we were going to wind up the company. I had investors at the time, and I told her, I love what I'm doing, and if I could just have enough money to survive, I'm good.
Wow.
Like, it's not about being successful. It's just
the passion.
Yeah, and that you need those moments.
Yeah.
And I've had a bunch of those moments where I've learned, I've adapted, I've changed. I constantly pivot how we do business.
Yes.
We're constantly, I'm building a team and a company where we get to share ideas and it's funny. I'm now sending emails to my team, not asking them about what works. I ask them what doesn't work, what's not working. So to me, life's about learning from what doesn't work, because then you can do better. Then you can always do better.
The setback sets you up for the comeback.
100%.
That's crazy.
100%. Everything I do today is based on something that didn't work.
I love
so it's all about trying things. It's
love
always
that.
about trying things.
Having the courage to fail, to
100%.
succeed.
You got to try things.
That's awesome.
You on Barstool, they're trying things.
Yeah,
trying
definitely.
something different,
new.
trying something
Yeah,
new. You know,
exactly.
that's what this is about. You got to try
Exactly.
and adapt, and you'll, again, give it time. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out what the niche is.
I love that, Brett. I love that a lot, honestly. That's awesome. Your interview series, Self-Made. Shout out to Self-Made. Y'all see it on his hat. It's official.
Self-made.
He ain't playing with it.
Self-made.
He repping it everywhere he goes. Self-Made is both educational and entertaining. How did the process of that idea come about?
It came about because we started seeing on Instagram everybody holding the bottles.
Yes.
And it's a trophy. It
Yes.
means something. I've
does.
achieved something. I've succeeded. I've done something.
Yes.
And that's what it means to us.
Yes.
And it was the idea of taking that self-made attitude where it's not just you, but it's about you. And for me, it was, I want to hear from the people I know who are successful. I don't want to hear the success because we know you're successful.
Exactly.
I just want to hear the crap you went through
Exactly.
to get there, because to me, that is what
Motivational.
motivates me.
Motivational.
I don't want to hear how much you own and how much you bought and the stuff you have.
Exactly.
I
Let's talk
see
about
it.
the journey.
Correct, because that's motivating for someone like me who I just thought it should be easy, but it's not.
not.
Some people, God bless, for those who it happens overnight, God bless, but it's didn't happen for me, and and I think that way. We'll get there eventually. There's no rush.
Yeah. I think most people think overnight success, and overnight success is really 10 years in the making. They just don't see it.
It's, you know, it takes time.
Exactly.
But then it becomes, what is success? This is my new brand. I need this to be successful. So I'm just starting over again, so I want to get there. But self-made, I get to interview artists and
Do you just reach out
influencers.
to them and ask them?
I get to, whether it's Post when he was first starting, to G Herbo, to A Boogie, to Rick, to Wiz, to Wayne,
Khaled.
Yeah. Pretty V, to we're doing a whole slew of interviews in Africa, which I'm just loving right now.
You know, I'm African. This is amazing.
We're from where?
Nigeria.
Love it. Nigeria and
Yes.
Ghana and South Africa and Tanzania and Kenya. We're
my
trying to,
gosh.
it's all about trying to connect people for bigger things. So
that
the
is
series
so
is called Self-Made, and I continue to learn from it.
I love it. I love it. We're both learning. We're
Oh,
learning together.
that's right.
I love it, Brett. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. You're self-made. We know that. Extremely business savvy and have built something to be so proud of. To wrap up, what advice do you have for any upcoming entrepreneurs who are looking to gain the success like you have?
Trust your gut. My attitude is, if anybody's going to screw it up, I want it to be me. So trust your gut. I didn't do that early on. I assumed everyone was smarter than me in my space.
Oh, wow.
Pivot constantly,
Okay.
which means it's a funny saying, but sometimes not having a plan is a good plan.
Exactly. I
Because-
agree.
because-
I agree. You know that. You know that, Daniel. That's my motto. that's my motto.
But it's take you're good at what you do. You've got the package. You know what you're doing, and then it's pivoting based on how it's reacting to the audience, and how
Exactly.
it's reacting to the world. That's the way
Exactly.
we do it. So I treat it like I tell a story of my kids. I have 6, and
Oh, wow.
So my son is he's 8, and he's really good at math and really good at reading. My daughter is horrible at math and horrible at reading. My son is terrible at art.
Okay.
My daughter is amazing at art.
Oh, wow.
You push them. You lean in on what they're good at.
Exactly.
And you'll
Their
backfill
strengths.
later.
Exactly.
So that's what, to me, business is. You find out where is it working and lean in on it, and you can backfill later. So everything I'm saying is based on making mistakes where I'm holding on to something too long, or I'm not trusting my instincts, or I'm not trying things. And every day, every day is like that. Every day is like that.
Wow. I feel like you believed in yourself a lot, and that's why you're at where you're at.
I I'm constantly learning about myself. Yes. But I'm also that same guy who I need those people who don't like what I'm doing.
Exactly. To make it better.
To make me fight harder.
Exactly.
And I need that. So to me, it's like a puzzle, constantly trying to solve, okay, how do I get him on my side? How do I fix that? How do I turn that? But again, believe in yourself.
Yes.
That's where it starts, and find one person who can back you up when times are bad.
I love that. Where can we find you, Brett?
Any of our Instagrams is the easiest. Brett Berish CEO is mine, to Official Belaire, to Original Bamboo, to McQueen and the Violet Fog, to Villion, France. Be brand ambassadors for us. You want to hit us up. You've got ideas for us, hit us up.
Definitely.
Support us. We love our fans. We love our consumers.
Yes.
We love you.
I love you. I love you, and I love your liquor.
Thank you.
I swear.
More coming. Y'all
don't even understand this. It's so smooth. Like, honestly, it's so smooth. It's so good. It's honestly different from any liquor I've tasted before. So it's like, that's what's tripping. Remember I told you, Julia, how smooth this gin was? I couldn't believe it, because I'm not really a gin drinker. And I drank this gin, and it was the smoothest gin I've ever drank in my life.
It's
I was blown away. I was like, what? This is so good.
It's the goal.
It feels like love got put in it.
It is.
That's what happened,
blood,
right?
No, blood, sweat, and tears
Blood,
are in
sweat,
there.
and tears
Yes.
is in there.
It's everything.
Wow.
That's the goal, is put out a product that's better than everyone else's.
Exactly.
And if you
the
can
quality will speak for itself.
Correct. 100%.
I love that.
100%.
I love that. You're a big inspiration to people like me.
Thank you.
Many people just failing and trying, and I love that. Because that's the real success story.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it, and do what you do. You know, we were talking earlier. You know, I have this conversation with Ross all the time, and I use him as my example.
Yes.
When he wants something, he goes at it. Most people, they just sit back and wait for stuff to happen. You can't do that.
You can't. We just
You
talked
gotta
about the story I told you of how I got here.
Correct.
Didn't wait for it.
You got to go after it. Go after it. No matter who you are, no matter how famous you are.
No matter how scared you are.
Correct. Go after it.
Go after it.
And that's what we do every single day.
I love that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
I
to
feel
that.
like your brand represents you. Good quality, great person, just authentic.
Thank you.
You know?
Appreciate that. Very
I'm so
kind.
glad I
Very
got to
kind.
meet you.
Very kind.
And I hope we continue to do business in
Let's
the future.
do it. Let's do
cheers
it.
to that.
Cheers.
Brett, you're awesome. I love you.
I couldn't swallow.
When the
Got stuck in my
Villion
mouth.
hits. When the Villion hits.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank
So
much. Thank you. Yeah.
Good? Happy?
Hey,